We're gonna get to this story. Tupac's estate sues Drake over the Made Freestyle. We'll be right back. Are you a sophisticated man that likes to take care of your sophisticated beard? Head over to badassbeardcare.com, where they have all of your essential needs: beard butters, beard balms, beard oils, combs, and different things to take care of your essential needs for your beard. Badass Beard Care. Head over there. And you can use Check-in 2024 for 10% off on all your items. Please go check it out now. We out. Reppin' the road, foreign guys on my name and they toes. These studies acknowledge me, honestly, put the seat back in the Odyssey, Prodigy, little mama, wanna suck in the swallow me, wax ties. Welcome to the Check-in Report. Had to do an emergency stream tonight because we had to bring some truth to light. It appears to me that Tupac's estate is threatening litigation against Champagne Papi. This is by way of Pitchfork. It says, in a cease and desist letter, the estate's lawyer argues that Drake's use of AI Tupac's vocals on the Kendrick Lamar diss track is a fraudulent violation of Tupac's publicity and a blatant abuse of legacy of one of the greatest hip-hop artists of all time. I'm here to call out the Tupac estate. I'm here to call them out. Okay, I'm here to call them out. We're gonna bring some truth to light tonight because what it looks like to me is that the Tupac estate is just looking for a money play. They just out here capping. And it's not the fact that, Drake used a voice. It was the fact that Drake used a voice and he didn't pay no payola. When I came to that conclusion, I had to do some research. Who owns the Tupac estate, right? Think about it. Who owns the Tupac estate? Tupac never had any kids. If you know anything about Tupac, he never had any kids, never had a son, never had a daughter. He had his mother. He has a sister. He has a I think Mo Preem is not his blood related relative. But, all he really had was, in terms of blood relatives, was his sister and his mother. And his mother, God bless the dead, rest in peace to Afena Shakur. Salute to Afena Shakur. Powerful, beautiful soul. Rest in peace to Afena Shakur. But, she's no longer here and no longer at the helm of that estate. So she's no more, at the helm of that estate. And I had to do some research, and I seen that Tupac's sister accuses the estate executor of financial misappropriation. Walk with me, y'all. Walk with me. So clearly something's going on here. There's a money play here. There's something going on financially in that whole system there. Financially, what's going on with the Tupac estate? And if we know that Tupac's sister is his only blood relative at this point, because Tupac, like I said, never had any sons, never had any daughters, and his mother is no longer here with us. His only blood relative is his sister, and she's at odds with the estate, where she doesn't own the estate. Who owns the estate? Well, we cracked the case. It turns out that Tupac's estate has fallen into the hands of this man. A lot of you don't know who this man is, and I'm gonna get to who this man is. I think it's funny that we know who Tupac is. We know who Afeni Shakur is. We know that Tupac had a sister. We know that Tupac had a brother that he wasn't, his blood. It wasn't his blood brother. Like, we know Mopreme. We know his sister. We know Afeni. We know all the intricate parts of Tupac lives. We know his bodyguard. We know the dudes he hung around with, the MOB. We know all of these people. We know Tupac shooters. We know the people that may have, ultimately ended his life, but we don't know who this man is. That's very interesting to me. And this is the same man who's going to war with Tupac's sister over the estate's funds. This, ladies and gentlemen, is Tom Whaley. Tom Whaley. He allegedly, they said that he's the one who signed Tupac back in 1991, right? How did the Tupac estate end in this man's hands? Can someone, break that down? Anybody that knows, if you're in the rebroadcast, if you're in the live chat, how did one of the greatest rappers of our generation, one of the greatest rappers of all time, a black man who talked about, black people rising above, black people fighting the establishment. He made songs like A White Man's World. He made songs that made us feel good about our black mothers, dear mama. How did the Tupac estates end in the hands of this white man? Somebody got to let me know. If you're in the rebroadcast, if you're in the live chat, I need to know. Educate me how this estate ended up into this man's hands, Tom Whaley. Yeah, but the estate is no longer in the hands of Tupac Shakur's family. It's in the hands of this man. So let me just do some other thing, because this is a research show. We're here to do some research tonight. Shout out to the researching. We got to do the research. Got to do the research. Research is very important. Yeah, so even people on Twitter are talking about it. This is they said this person right here. They said the owner of Tupac's estate. By the way, this man is pretty much running the legacy of Tupac. So a lot of people, they're jumping in front of this story and they're saying, "Oh, see, I told y'all that AI track that Drake did was wrong. See, even the family ain't rocking with it. The family is upset with it. The family this and the family that." No, it's not the family. It's not the family that's upset. It's not the family. What you have here is, somebody who's trying to make a financial play. A white man in a business suit trying to make a financial play, and he's mad that Drake didn't drop a bag to use the AI voice. That's what I see here. It wasn't about his family being mad, or his family was deeply upset, or his family was just agitated and they're so saddened what Drake did. No. This man owns the Tupac estate. This man, at this point, is in charge of the life and legacy of one of hip hop's greatest, artists that we have to offer, Tupac Shakur. And I had to go even deeper in the rabbit hole, because if you don't know, Kendrick Lamar, he used an old interview. We're doing some deep research here. I had to look up some of these things. Tupac, he used an old Tupac interview. It was like an unreleased Tupac interview on one of my favorite albums, To Pimp a Butterfly, on Mortal Man, which is an incredible song. If you guys haven't heard it, listen to Mortal Man by Kendrick Lamar. Incredible song. But at the end of Mortal Man, there's like an interview that that happens, and Kendrick Lamar is like playing off of the interview. He's like acting like he's talking to him. And here there's like an excerpt talking about that whole track and how it came into, you know, fruition. Here talking about his Tom Whaley. He says it was Kendrick's idea. Head of Luma Vista Records, who signed Tupac to Interscope in 1991. So this is the man that signed Tupac. He signed Tupac in 1991. Now he has his whole estate. I think it's interesting that we're looking at Suge Knight, we're looking at Diddy, we're looking at Keefy D, we're looking at all these people, Orlando Anderson, we're looking at all of these people, but we ain't never looked up this man's name. This man owns Tupac's estate. This man owns the master recordings. This man owns his likeness. This man that signed him back in 1991. We could tell you who Tupac got shot by. We could tell you Haitian Jack. We could tell you Jimmy Henchman, Suge Knight. We know all of these people's name, but why don't we know Tom Whaley, the person that signed Tupac in 1991 and who ultimately owns his estate? Why is that? But it says working with the rapper's estate in partnership with Jampol Artist Management. I thought it was a brilliant idea, and they sent me portions of what he was thinking of doing creatively around it, and I supported it. I knew Kendrick was a fan and influenced by Tupac, and I always do what I think Tupac would do. What this sounds like to me is that Kendrick Lamar dropped a bag on Tom Whaley to use that unreleased interview. And that white man, he had a big old Kool-Aid smile, because he had them Interscope checks, Interscope Records checks. That white man was smiling ear to ear. The check cleared, and he went on about his day. But it's the fact that Drake used this AI voice recording. He used this AI Tupac recording, and he didn't check in with Tom Whaley. So all y'all talking about, oh, you see, you know, Tupac's family, and Tupac's family is upset with this, and Tupac, why would you do this to Tupac, and yada yada. Nah, man. It's this man right here, Tom Whaley. He owns Tupac's estate. And like I said, I have to beat it into y'all heads, because, you know, we look into everything about Tupac. We really do. We can tell you every single integral part in Tupac's life. We could tell you who he dated, Kadada Jones. We know who his first wife was. I've seen interviews with the woman that, you know, alleged that she was sexually assaulted by him, and he ultimately went to prison by. There's interviews with Tupac's bodyguards, Tupac's assistants, the outlaws, his understudies, his mentors. There's interviews with everybody in Tupac's life. But we don't know the person who signed him in 1991 and who owns his estate. How did the estate end up in this man's hands? Afina Shakur is no longer with us. God rest her soul. We only have Tupac's sister. She's the only blood relative of Tupac. If you know, if somebody correct me if that's not true. But from my understanding is Tupac only has one blood relative, which is his sister. And the estate is no longer in her hands. You can see it right here. She's suing the estate. She's accusing them of you know, misappropriating funds through the estate. Which is a glaring red flag to me. Which tells me is this whole thing was about a money play. It wasn't about, oh, you're using Tupac's voice and you're trying to destroy his legacy and yada yada yada. No. This was about a money play. If Drake dropped the bag, if Drake wanted to spend some money and hit up the estate and say, yo, I'm gonna drop off a couple $1 million We're gonna drop this Tupac AI voice. That white man would have been smiling ear to ear, like it was a big, grape Kool-Aid in the refrigerator, filled up with ice. Let's be honest here. I'm just telling the truth here, and I just wanted to talk about this because I'm kind of just upset by the whole thing. I think that the Drake track was cool. I don't think that Drake was trying to disrespect the legacy of Tupac. I truly don't. I think that Drake is from the school of hip hop. He's of hip hop, and I think that Tupac was just, he was just doing mental warfare, against Kendrick. It wasn't trying to be like, disrespectful to the legacy of Tupac or anything like that. He's just playing mental warfare games with Kendrick Lamar because he's enthralled in a feud and a beef with him right now. And really, what you have here is the Tupac's estate, which is owned by a white man that we never heard of, that signed him back in 1991, which is raising a lot of flags to me. What was in them contracts back in 1991 where this white man owns Tupac's estate? That's what I want to know. So that's the questions we not asking here. White man signs Tupac in 1991. Tupac is dead. 1996. 30 years later, the white man that signed him back in 1991 owns his estate. What was in that contract back in 1991? Where the relatives of Tupac can't eat off of Tupac's, hard work. What was in them contracts? We've been demonizing Suge Knight. Oh, Suge Knight had them slave deals and he wasn't paying the death row artists and yada yada, and this was going on, and he was beating up people, throwing them out the window, and he did this and he did this to artists. But we wasn't looking at the people that signed Tupac. How does this man own Tupac's estate and catalog? That befuddles me and that bothers me. I don't think, personally, this is just my opinion. Y'all. I don't think that Tupac would want his estate to go to the white man that signed him back in 1991. That's just my opinion. I think he would rather his estate go to his sister. Maybe if she has, any type of like a son or anything like that. I don't think that he would want his estate to go to the white man that signed him back in 1991. And just like I said, I think that is interesting. I think that is very interesting that we know every single part of Tupac's life. We know the people that were sitting in the car when he lost his life. We know his bodyguards. We know the chicks he smashed. We know the homies he was around. We know the gang members he was around. We know the people he beefed with, people he rapped with, people he grew up with, the neighborhoods. We know every single internal part of Tupac's life, but we don't know what was going on in them contracts back in 1991 where this white man is owning his estate. Why is that? And what was in them contracts? That's what we need to be looking at. That's what we need to be, challenging here, and I just feel like, this is just my opinion. I feel like the estate is just money hungry. The estate is money hungry. They mad because Drake didn't check in and drop a bag. If Drake would have dropped the bag, if Drake would have said, you know what, I'm gonna give the Tupac estate, about $2 million, $3 million to use the AI voice of Tupac on a track, I think Tom Willie, he would have had the big Kool-Aid smile on his ears, because he had no problem, like in this clip right here. It talks about it. how when Kendrick wanted to use an old, it wasn't AI, but it was a interview. Now keep in mind, he's doing all this yapping. I knew that Kendrick was an influence, and Kendrick was this and that, and he loved Tupac, and yada yada yada. That's all cap. What happened was, it was a young up and coming artist by the name of Kendrick Lamar. He just put out a successful album by the name of Good Kid, Mad City. He saw that Interscope was behind him, Aftermath was behind him, Jimmy Iovine or whoever was the top exec at Interscope. They had all the money behind this young kid named Kendrick Lamar, and they wanted to use this interview. And the white man was smiling ear to ear, and they cut a check for him. That's the only reason. It wasn't about Kendrick being a fan, this, that, and the third. The interview was done overseas. No one ever heard about it. Interscope cut the check, and Tom Welly was smiling ear to ear. He had a big Kool-Aid smile on his face. It's right here in black and white. It was Kendrick's idea. Tom Welly, that's the man we talking about here, who signed Tupac to Interscope in 1991. This is the question I have to ask you guys. If you're a Tupac fan, if you're in here in the rebroadcast, if you're in the clouds, why does Tom Welly, the head of Luma Vista Records, who signed Tupac all the way back in 1991, why the hell does he own Tupac's estate in 2024?
Oh, Pyro, you going to bed, nigga.
Why does this man own Tupac's estate? And the funny thing about it, you know what the funny thing about this whole thing? The funny thing about this whole thing, right? Well, what I find interesting about this whole thing, right? The funny thing that I find so interesting about this whole thing is that when I look up this man, it's hard to find anything on this man. You know, these are the people that are hiding behind in the paperwork. These are the people that are hiding in the black and white of the contracts. These are the people taking down the percentages. These are the people that you don't know about. You could type in Google. You could look up Jimmy Henchman. You could look up Suge Knight. You could look up all these people that were a part of Tupac's life. But you can't look up the people that were behind that black and white, behind those contracts, behind those splits, behind all of those types of things. You can't find that. Very interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, but if you're just joining me, this is the man that owns Tupac's estate. I don't know if y'all know this. I just had to call this out because I seen this story today. I seen this story today where they're talking about Tupac's estate. They're threatening litigation against Drake and yada yada yada. Hey, make sure y'all hit that like button. We got about a couple people in here. I need y'all to hit that like button. That's on Pyro.
Oh, Pyro, you going to bed, nigga.
It's on Pyro. I need y'all to hit that like button. Salute to everybody in here. I need y'all to hit that like button. But this is the man that owns Tupac's estate. He signed Tupac back in 1991. I think that's kind of peculiar, kind of strange that a man that signed you back in 1991. And keep in mind, he was probably like an A&R back in 1991. He was probably doing some coke, allegedly. Enjoying the 90s, taking a one-on-one. And he stumbled upon this young black kid that could rap. Yeah, sure, we'll give you a deal. And all these years later, now he has the estate of Tupac. Just makes me wonder what was going on in them contracts back in the day. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. But ultimately, man, let me know what you guys think of this story. I just had to break this down. I think that it's all cap. I think that they're threatening litigation against Drake. Really, what I think it was about payola. I think it was about payola. I think that Drake didn't cut a check to Tom Whaley, and you know, they threatened litigation. If Drake would have checked in, would have checked. If, you know, Universal Music Group would have cut a check to Tom Whaley, I'm sure he would have had the big Kool-Aid smile on his face. But let me know what you guys think of this story, man. This is the check-in report. Thank you guys for joining me. We are out. And again, before I get out of here, make sure you go to www.badassbeards.com. You can get 10% off of, you know, whatever products, you know, you get from there. It's a beard care company. They do oils, you know, balms, you know, a beard wash, all different things, all essential needs for your beard. So if you into beard care, if you're a man that likes to be well groomed in terms of your beard, it's a beautiful site. It's a great site. It's veteran owned. Salute to the veterans. Let me hit the button for the veterans. Salute to the veterans. Veteran owned. I also have the link to the website in my description, so go check that out. You know, get yourself some beard care, get yourself get yourself groomed up, looking good. You know what I mean? The summer's right around the corner. You know what it is. But this is the check-in report. I want to thank you guys for joining me. I'll see you guys in another video. Hope you guys have been entertained as well as enlightened. We out, man. Y'all have a good night. Are you a sophisticated man that likes to take care of your sophisticated beard? Head over to badassbeardcare.com, where they have all of your essential needs: beard butters, beard balms, beard oils, combs, and different things to take care of your essential needs for your beard. Badass Beard Care. Head over there. And you can use Check-in 2024 for 10% off on all your items. Please go check it out now. We out. Repping the road.